Hey guys, Skat-Trak here, and I'm currently in the truck heading down to Mesa, California to the world headquarters, teeny tiny small shop of Skat-Trak. Now, if you're not familiar, Skat-Trak is a local Southern California company here that basically makes paddle tires from scratch, if you will. They take casings of tires, grind them down so there's nothing left but a really sticky, sand grabby. I'll have to show you a picture when I pick this tire up. It is super freaking cool. But they basically sand it down and make this super rough texture that can drive on sand just by itself. And then what they do is they take paddles, big huge freaking paddles, and they vulcanize those paddles to this roughed up rubber carcass that they basically created out of a junk tire that you have laying around your house, or a new tire. I mean, I took a tire with about 2,000 miles on it, so I kind of wasted a tire. But tires in my size for my particular vehicle are a little bit hard to come by, so I did what I had to do. But super neat technology. Now, I would have just bought a paddle tire off the shelf, but there aren't any available. The 1190 KTM has a 150 70/18 rear, and there just aren't any paddle tires that are that wide. The widest tire I can find is a 120. I toyed with the idea of trying to stretch one of those on, but it just was not gonna work out at all. Part number two is there's no regular paddle tire that's a tubeless tire, and my KTM runs a tubeless system. So by going with like a Heidenau K60 Scout or even a Motaz Tractionator Adventure tire or a Desert HT tire, I was able to get them to create my paddle tire out of one of those carcasses, which allows me to be able to have a tubeless paddle tire out there in the dunes. I am super stoked. So Skat-Trak's got the tire, I don't know, 5-10 days ago or so, and dropped it off. It took about a week and a half or so, and they gave me a call and says, your tire's done. So I had to run down here today and pick this thing up. I hope to be able to test this thing in the next week or two. I don't know, we got to figure that one out, but it's gonna be freaking amazing. About 6 years ago, I took my 950 Super Enduro out to the dunes and it paddled it up, but it had a 6 paddle tire on it. I really had to stretch it to get onto that rim as well. It did okay, but it definitely could have used a lot more paddle. Why 12 Viper paddles? Because this bike puts out 160 horsepower and I want this thing to be able to tear up the sand. Basically, you add paddles with the increased horsepower you've got so you can be able to turn the sand and be able to make that forward momentum happen. So I really shouldn't have any problem pushing this 500-pound bike up some of the steepest sand dunes and hill climbs out in the Glamis area or even Dumont dunes. So the goal is to take it to Glamis first, give it a test run. I really am excited to see what we can do there, and then take it out to the Dumont dunes and play out there as well. So anyway, that's what I got up my sleeve. We're on our way over to Skat-Trak. When I get there, I'll probably upload a live video so I can give them some coverage and a little bit of a thank you to getting this thing turned out pretty quick. And yeah, that's about it. So stay tuned. Next couple weeks, we're going to be headed out to the dunes, and then we'll be able to get some footage of the 1190 Adventure R KTM 2016 model year out there in some of the biggest dune bowls in Northern California. Until then, thanks for joining me. My name's Kyle. Until next time, take care. Skat-Trak here at Skat-Trak right now, and we just are picking up this paddle tire for the rear of the KTM 1190 Adventure R. Last week we dropped off a Heidenau K60 Scout that looked just like this one here, had a couple thousand miles on it, and they transformed this tire into the craziest paddle tire I think I've seen for a motorcycle. So if you take a look, what they did was they buffed this all the way down as low as they could go, taking off, I don't know, a ½ inch on the top and a ½ inch, or a ½ inch all the way around, I guess. All the tread is completely gone down to roughing it up here. Man, this is really cool. And then they basically welded on these Viper tracks. This is a super cool looking tire. Can't wait to get this thing mounted up.
It's called vulcanizing.
Vulcanizing,
yeah.
Can't wait to bring you guys footage of this tire out in the dunes. All right, try it again.